Hello, everybody. Oh, I guess we got audio the first time around. Everybody's waiting for the Friday night contest, and the contest will be along in a minute. And silver did a very nice jump this week. It closed at 33.90, which I'm happy to see. I'll be happy when it closes at 40, and then when it goes down again, the lowest it goes is 36 or 7 bucks. I need some rises in the price of silver. And our bag is getting very thin. Of course, Mr. Simke won another one. I was Skyping him last night. He got it. He finally finally got it. I mailed it Monday, so he got it. He got it in only 4 days. And then I mailed out some comics to some people, and I think everybody got their comics. And the gentleman from Ireland has some beautiful coins on there. And there's a couple others this week. I should have written their channels down. I'll get them to you some other time. Uh, I'll put a matter of fact, I'll try to write them in the comment under this. Showed some beautiful coins. I mean, just some remarkable coins. Uh, they had all different things on them, and I presume uh, the one was from Australia. I presume they were from Australian Mint or whatever. And then there's another new Canadian friend that's into silver. Seems a lot of young Canadians are into silver. But I'll be going down to the flea market on Sunday. Hopefully be able to stay there most of the day with Dave if Dave shows up like he says he's going to, which is about a 40% chance. But there's one quick little rant I want to bitch about. I don't know if you've been watching the Republican debates, but Gingrich keeps saying that he wants to bring jobs back here, and so does Mitt Romney. But I'll tell you what kind of jobs they want to bring back here. They want to Mitt uh, will be happy just to bring minimum wage jobs, but Gingrich outbeats him by wanting to do away with the minimum wage and wanting to do with child labor laws. So we can have 8 and 10, 12-year-old kids cut in school so they can go be slave labor in some mill somewhere. Who knows what they're producing and who knows what kind of health care they'd have. According to Romney and Mitt, or yeah, Mitt and Romney, that's a real pair. Uh, According to Romney and Gingrich, you buy your own. Of course, because you could go out and everybody would have to buy their own. It would force the price of insurance down. Uh, don't you believe it? The only thing that's going to force the price of insurance down is one payer, and that payer be the government. Now, they also talk about their taxes, and it turns out that Romney paid less than 15%, and 15% is the maximum you pay on capital gains. So even though most of his was capital gains, because he claimed he gave so much away to charity, he paid less than 15%. Well, let me tell you something. The guy that's working for minimum wage pays 15.83% just for Social Security and for Medicare and Medicaid. So Romney, because his is capital gains, he doesn't pay any Social Security. He doesn't pay any Medicare. He doesn't pay any Medicaid. He doesn't pay a damn thing. He pays a minimum tax of 15%. Now, no matter what you make, you pay Social Security up to 100, and I think it's now $104,000, and it's around 15.83% Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Now, if Romney made money, and say he legitimately made money and not just capital gains on that 40 some million he made last year, and he had to pay Social Security on all of it, then his tax would have been in the vicinity of 30 some percent. Now, a lot of you pay more than that when you figure Social Security and you figure income tax if you're up in the 90, $100,000 range. So these guys are nothing but a bunch of crooks grumbling about how poor people can dare be pissed off at them because they're making tens of millions of dollars and they don't pay any taxes because that's the way he said that's the way the government allows us. And why should you get mad at me? Because the government allows me to do it. Well, the government only allows you to do it, you bastards, because you paid off some friggin' congressman to let you do it that way. That is incredible. This is the best government money can buy. So you spend a couple million to buy a couple of congressmen when it saves you tens of millions in the long run in taxes. It's absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous the way these people act, and no one holds them. There isn't a commentator that runs one of these debates that has pinned them down at all. They talk about Newt's three marriages. Well, why would you trust anybody whose wife can't even trust him? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. The man has no conscience, and he never will. And they just want to rest on the shoulders of the poor. I have a friend that used to work for me, and when he worked for me, he made, say, 12 to 15 bucks an hour. And this is 5, 6 years ago. And what's he doing today? I saw him in the ShopRite. He got a job as a cashier, and he was happy to get it. And they pay him minimum wage, no benefits, no health care. Now, on minimum wage, Mitt, and on minimum wage, Newt, how in the hell can any human being afford health care? They can't. It's impossible. How can they afford a family? It's impossible. How can they afford a home? They can't even afford to rent. They're lucky if they can buy a freaking tent to live in. This is absolutely ridiculous, and none of these moderators pin them down. But that's not what you people come here for. You come for the contest. Now, there's nothing new, exciting in silver. The silver price has gone up. I should have really, if I had the know-how, take some clips and show you some of these beautiful coins these people have been showing. But we're going to have to settle for something non-silver again. Now, I'd like to talk about the movies. And one of the things that bugs me about the movies, and and this I know you have to agree with this, is they're so stupid anymore. They've dumbed down the movies like they've dumbed down the education system. That why in the world, if you have a choice of a pistol or a machine gun in a movie, always take the pistol because the damn machine guns never shoot anybody. How in the world a machine gun can shoot across at somebody and always hit that little pipe and nothing else is remarkable. But the damn things that never kill anybody. You can have 100 guys with Uzis and you got one lousy guy with a pistol and somehow he finds enough bullets in that pistol to kill them all one at a time. Remarkable, but it also makes for bad movies. Now, the other thing, and I know nobody's going to agree with this, but what ruined movies basically is Star Wars. And that's because before Star Wars, you had 10 minutes of action and you had some plot and you had some development in the plot and you had some character development and you had little love stories on the side and yada yada yada. And then after Star Wars, you had to have some excitement every 5 minutes. So then we end up with Vin Diesel and Seagal and all these morons that can't act, but they are good action figures. They'd make better comic figures than they would movie actors. But anyway, so that's one of my bitches about the movies. Although I'm a nutcase about Star Wars. I saw the first one like 7 or 8 times over the summer. The first summer it came out was just an amazing piece of work, and the first one was probably the best. Anyway, uh, and I'm not talking about 1, 2, or 3. I'm talking about episode 4, and I don't even know what originally they just called it Star Wars. But anyway, so here's the thing. Um, for one of my lousy Morgans, and there's a Morgan in here. I hope Simke, if he wins any, I hope he wins that one. It is so thin that I'm almost embarrassed to send it out. But a Morgan today is still has let's see, $26.21 worth of silver. Although this one don't because it's pretty well worn out. But of the three of them, there's only three left in the bag. So it's 3 more weeks. I'm going to have to come up with something or just stop the contest or whatever. And the other thing is, a lot of people jump in on the contest, and I never hear from you. Never hear hello, never hear anything. A lot of you are nice enough to say thanks for the contest, but like to find out some things about you. But here's something I'll find out about you, and that is this week's contest. And the contest is starting, well, I'll tell you that I think the oldest movie in this list, I think, is either 1937 or 1939, or there might be one from 37 and 39, I'm not sure. But I want you to list what you think to be my top 10 movie picks for all time. And whoever gets the most, of course, will get the Morgan. And if there's a tie, whoever gets the numbers in with the most first wins the Morgan. So you get 10 guesses and see how many you can pick. And a couple, I think, I don't know if on some of my previous videos I talked about movies or not, but that's the way it is. And I'm sure with all the problems in the Straits Hormuz and everything, there'll be more commentary and more commentary on why I think the Iranians maybe, if they really are upset about their scientists being shot and all. How would we feel if some Iranian come in and start bumping off the physicist in Princeton or at MIT or at Berkeley? We'd go absolutely crazy. But yet, we're just supposed to, the Iranians are just supposed to brush it off. So that's the way it is in this world. The strong get stronger and the weak get stepped on. So try not to be stepped on, or try not to be spied on. It's even better. So have a good weekend, and Sunday morning, or whenever I get back to the flea market, I'll announce who came closest on the list of movies. And to tell you the truth, I haven't even written a list yet, but I'm going to stop and think about it tonight, and I'll have that list somewhere before I go to bed. Have a nice weekend.